Hello and welcome to Movie Crap Live. Here we go, and we are live. Yes, and I'm going to try something experimental since this is a special stream. Hello, how's it going? Let me do this. Hopefully I don't screw it up. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Look at that. It's an intro. I have a little intro there. Look at me. I'm a person with a thing. Did it work? Can we hear me? Here we go. Oh, I can hear me. Wait, did it not play on the thing? It should be playing on the thing. I don't think it is. Oh, that's disappointing. It's not Saturday. It's not. You're right. Wow, it didn't play. I thought... Oh, there it goes. Never mind. Fucking delay. All right. Wow, now I know how long the delay is. Hello, Cornbread, Austin, Bruce Parker, Purple, Goop, Zane Powers, Nattenbox 64, Jordan Salafalo, Cornbread, Purple, Goop, Austin again, Cornbread. Yeah. Anyway, K-Master, how's it going? Hello to Oh, we need to send out a tweet there. Hold on. So people know if they're not... Okay, let's get rid of that. Oh, I should have done the thing. Anyway, we saw the bumper. Good. I don't know. It was whatever. Congrats, Chan Reviews More. Classic Cameron. It's Saturday ain't day. That's nice. So this is a special, just a special Oscar predictions edition. I do this as separate. So if you're like, man, Jim, I like you, but I don't want to hear about the Oscars, then you don't have to. But I mean, I'd like you to. That'd be nice if you did. But anyway. All right. I guess I should switch over to live stream. Actually, I want to take off this hoodie. I'm going to keep the picture up for a second. Clone bread? Oh my God, that's amazing. As much as I love... Hold on. Nattenbox 64 is a super chat. Ah, ow. Ugh. Okay. Get that. See, I thought, well, that deserves a fade right there. And hello, welcome to Movie Crap Live again. Thank you very much for the super chat, Nattenbox 64. As much as I love Wolfwalkers, I know Soul will win. I will get to that in a second, but cheers to you, sir. That's some good stuff. All right, I will be getting that. I will be getting to that. That'll be the first category. But yeah, I'm not going to really get into small stuff or what happened with Sony today because I do actually want to talk about that on Saturday. There will be a regular show that is just about movie news. So I will not, other than questions and super chats, I will answer those. I'm not going to not answer those. But I won't really go into those stories until Saturday. But, holy shit, Sony got money. That's all I gotta say. Sony's winning. And I know there's all sorts of stuff. So, before I really get into it, not much else has happened, I guess. I'm trying to think. Nothing since we last saw each other. There will be some difference in terms of next week in terms of content. The only thing that'll be different is the Falcon Winter Soldier review will be out probably Tuesday. I realize because I'm going to be doing a reaction stream on Monday. The reaction stream will probably be on Monday at 3 o'clock. I really don't want it 3 p.m. I don't really want to compete with the POS podcast at the same time. That seems like a bad idea. So it'll be at 3 p.m. I will wear a tux. Don't worry. And I'll give my reaction and all that stuff. But Winter Soldier will be Tuesday. Movie review vote will be Wednesday or something like that. But anyway, that's the deal in case you're wondering. But there will not be a video on Sunday because I thought it's kind of dumb to try to compete with the Oscars. So I may be on the POS podcast on Monday. I have not figured that out. They have invited me. They're very nice. But if I don't come, that's on me because my schedule is crazy and all that stuff. A Chan Reviews More. Minari is not nominated Best Foreign Film at the Oscars. That was only a Golden Globes decision, and I don't know if we should yeah, I don't know. No, the reaction stream, I thought about doing it right after the Oscars, but I kind of, I don't know. I like do set up this. This isn't a, I have to set this up each time. So it's more of I don't do that because I'd have to have it set up the whole Oscars, and I just kind of want to watch it with my wife and stuff. So, no, I know Paleo's streaming. I know we've spoken. I know the POS podcast is happening, and he has asked me. You don't need to ask him. Don't worry. These conversations have been had. It's more of if I have the time to do it. I haven't decided yet. He does not have an answer, and I, in my mind, don't have an answer. So we'll see. Anyway, but thank you, Austin. All right. So before we get into it, this and everything I do is supported by you, the fans, either through super chats during the show where I'll take a chug of Red Bull and all that fun stuff, or through Patreon, which is linked below. You get all sorts of cool stuff like a commentary series, which is a new one. A new Knockforce commentary video is going up tomorrow, as well as postcards, Skype calls, exclusive content, which is the commentary stuff, but other things, and as well as more power in the movie review vote. So if you'd like all those things and to help out the show, and me get new stuff and everything, including like you help me get this computer and pay it off, and I'm very thankful for that. So if you're able to financially able to do so, either through a super chat or through Patreon, I very much appreciate it. But if you just watch the show or give it a like or subscribe, that's cool too. Or if you just watch, you're just like, hey, I just watch these occasionally. I just have them on my work on stuff. Thank you, man. That's very nice of you, or a woman, or whomever, or they, or I. Sorry, I'm like stepping in it, but you know what I mean. Whoever you are watching, thank you. Also, if you do subscribe, I recommend turning on notifications, not because I know everyone says that, but I do a lot of like instant premieres of videos. I'm doing that with Arlo, the Alligator Boy, tomorrow, and then Infinity Train Book 4 on Friday. I'm hoping around 11-ish, but we'll see. My schedule is interesting to say the least. But yeah, so, but those two I know are coming out next, but it'll probably be, yeah. So anyway, what I was saying before is reaction stream Monday, Falcon Winter Soldier Tuesday, Wednesday, movie review vote, and then Mortal Kombat or something. I don't know. Smash that like button. Thank you, Zane Powers. That's what I should say. Smash that fucking like button. All right, let's get into it. So if you're watching this later and you're like, hey, I just want to learn about a few categories, that is totally cool. There will be timestamps below, and there'll be chapters in the little bar if you're not watching this live. If you're watching this, later, which a lot of people do. So you can scroll through and find the ones you like. And then when you see a big portion at the end, that's just when I'll be answering questions. So if you're like, what's this part? And you don't like that, you can just watch the things. But if you like that and you don't want to hear the predictions, you can do that, or you just want to hear the whole thing. Anyway, hello, Garrett. Hello, everyone. I hope I'm getting some people who don't normally get to do these. I hope that's cool. Thank you, Marley. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Congrats on being vaccinated, Marley, by the way. All right, so let's get into... Whoa. It looked like I opened the suitcase in Pulp Fiction. Hold on. Sorry. These are a little looser, as you can tell. Okay, so I have a couple things to say before we get to predictions. These are things about the awards that you should know, that isn't being publicized enough, and I have no clue why that is, because it's kind of lame. So first off, this is a cool, dorky movie thing that only I will care about, but I think it's really cool. So if you didn't know, Steven Soderbergh is producing the Oscars, which means if this wasn't the Oscars, I would still see it. Because I love Steven Soderbergh, even though there's a bunch of gaps I have in his filmography, but he makes a lot of stuff. So it is actually, did you know most Oscars are filmed on video? So, you're right, Austin. There is a Discord. It's run very well by Austin and Zane Powers. You should check it out. There's all sorts of great stuff like general Ask Jim suggestions, Lost Film File, a lot of great discussion things. It's in the description below. Please join. It's really cool. Sorry about that, Austin. Sorry. It's a different kind of show, so I apologize. Oh no, cornbread. If you saw that when you came in before the end part, with the I anyway. Look at it now, and it's in the right chunks. Anyway, I know why that is. So let's get into it. So, Steven Soderbergh is producing this. He's doing it in a different way. Most of the Oscars are filmed on 29.97 frames. Steven Soderbergh is going to shoot this at 24 frames to make it more cinematic, actually. They're going to, this is filmed at Union Station, which is a big subway station. They're actually trying to make this look like a different Oscars. This might be the best looking Oscars we've ever seen because they're actually trying to set it up like a movie shoot. Steven Soderbergh loves technical challenges like this, so this might actually be a really cool Oscars to watch, like for real. Second thing, and this is actually important, you know how you only watch the Oscars when they're supposed to be on, but let's say you like musical performances. Well, guess what? There are none during the show. Yeah, I know. They are during what is normally considered the red carpet, but is now called Oscar in the Spotlight. During that, I will get to Zane Powers in 1 second. During that, they will have all the musical performances. Now, they will be all in full, so they're not doing the medley bullshit or anything like that, because obviously they can't really have a red carpet, and because there's so much money involved in that red carpet footage, believe it or not, they still need to do something. So all the musical performances in full will be at that. So the Oscars really start, if you want to watch the musical performances, at 6:30, not at 8 o'clock. I understand that there are different time zones. Figure it out. I don't know. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that is the case, but I do want you to know that if you want to watch like the song from Eurovision, it will not be during the awards. Have they publicized this correctly? No, because I just found out about that today, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, Zane Power says, when will they shoot an Oscars in Technicolor? That would be cool. I like that. Cheers to you, Zane Powers. So if you're having an Oscar party and you know everyone likes the Eurovision song or the song from One Night in Miami or something like that, then try to encourage them to come over earlier. That's all I'm saying. It kind of works out because we're discussing on how to watch the Oscars with Sophie, because we're obviously watching them and have to do bedtime and stuff, but she can watch all the things she would probably like at the beginning and then go to bed. Apparently they are going to make it a tight 3 hours. That's what they're saying. I know that never happens, but they're saying, I trust Sonnenberg a little bit, but yeah, apparently without the musical performances, they are going to keep it very tight. Anyway, I've noticed a lot of Blindside talk. I should really, at some point I will do an infamous Blindside review, because I guess it's legendary. They don't like it, but let's get into the actual predictions. I just wanted everyone to know that I'm very excited for the Eurovision song, to be honest with you. So, best animated feature. Obviously, this is going to be Soul. Soul is going to win. But here is the other thing about all that. Soul isn't as much of a lock as usual, and that's because of a couple things. We can look at what happened with the Annies and Best Director going to Tom Moore and not Pete Docter. That's a big deal. That really is. That's a major award that they were competing with against one another, and that's one that weighs heavy on Best Animated Feature. The other thing about Best Animated Feature is Apple did not just go lying down. If you go into Manhattan right now, there's so much Wolfwalkers advertising to consider Wolfwalkers everywhere. They're really pushing that shit. They are not really they're just not letting this thing die. They really do want to try to upset. So do I think this is only really between two films. Onward and Over the Moon can just like go in a corner somewhere. There's no fucking chance. Shaun the Sheep maybe a little bit, but this is basically between Wolfwalkers and Soul. And Disney has a lot to lose with this because obviously they've been putting all of Pixar stuff on Disney Plus, which by the way makes more sense because no kids can be vaccinated, so it's not as shitty as people think it is. It's more shitty to put those films in theaters when kids shouldn't be in theaters for the rest of this year because kids can't get vaccinated until the next year, but that's a whole other thing. But in this, it looks like Soul is definitely going to win. Pete Docter would have the most best animated features of all time. This is a good retirement package for him. But what we will be seeing is, I do think Wolfwalkers has more of a chance than people are giving it towards, because Apple really isn't just letting this go. Apple really wants Wolfwalkers to win. They really have been courting Cartoon Saloon for a long time. It means a lot to them to keep this. It also means a lot to Disney to keep Pete Docter happy and to keep Pixar happy. So basically, this is almost between two Oscar campaigns that are run by corporations that have to keep two different animation directors happy. And I almost think Apple has more to lose, but the Pixar just dominating this category is what happens. So whatever. So best score, I think, will also go to Soul. Now, this category is a little interesting because Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are nominated both for Mank and for Soul, but with Soul with John Bautista. I think what helps this is it's basically like sort of two different scores by it's sort of like two different scores, one by Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor and one by John Bautista. I know they worked together, but it does feel that way when you listen to it. Nattenbach64 says, but is Onward as good as Homeward? I don't remember Homeward. I think it's better. But cheers to you. Thank you very much, Nattenbach64. Zane Power says, so Pete Docter is like a god they need to appease. I mean, yeah. In no sense, yeah. Cheers to you, Zane Powers. Thank you for the super chat, Nattenbox64 and Zane Powers. And right under that, this isn't a super chat, but so question that I would like to answer. Do you think Pete Docter even cares about the Oscar at this point? I think he does. And I also think Disney does, because they want to have that prestige with him being the new Lasseter. I don't know how much he cares and doesn't care, but I know he does campaign more than he leads on. I don't know how much he's been doing this year, but I think he does care because he's looked at Soul as the swan song. And so that's probably helping him in these campaign events. I heard audio of one, and he basically talks about how this is probably it for him. He's just going to run Pixar, or he doesn't have a film in the foreseeable future, I think he said. So I think it sort of does. But I don't think he would be kicking chairs over if he lost. I think he knows Tom Moore. I've never heard him say anything about him, but I didn't Google it either. So I think to my understanding, it does, because he does campaign, and he even fights over, he's always written an opinion piece, not this year, but every other year, about why animation directors don't get in Best Director. So to me, I've always thought he does care, but maybe this year he doesn't. I don't know. But to my understanding, it seems like he does, since he campaigns pretty heavily himself. But anyway, that was a good question, Marley. Thank you. Best score, yes, I think we'll go to Soul because of that. And it was a good score, and all those people are good in it, and why not? Best song, I was conflicted about this one. My personal choice, now each of these are not my animated feature. I think Wolfwalkers is better. Obviously, best score, I'm fine with Soul winning that, but best song is a bit crazy, because I've heard people say this could go between. See, the thing I don't like about some of these is a lot of them are things that play over the credits while you're either would have been leaving the theater or you're turning it off. And I don't think I think the ones that really stick out, I did not see One Night in Miami, to be fair, but I think I've seen 3 of the 5, but I think the Holsevik, I think from Eurovision, is to me my favorite. That's the one I would like to win. I think it's really between Fight for You with by her and DeMille. I don't really remember that song, and I liked Judas Black Messiah a lot. I just do not remember that song. Speak Now, I think, has a little bit of a shot because Leslie Odom Jr. I know has been campaigning. He's from Hamilton. People like him. They want to give One Night in Miami something. I'm sure Amazon, because they're not really going to win that much this year. And they really obviously have an extra grind because, they spent $400 million on a Hobbit thing. They're probably going to spend a couple million on a best original song category. So they would like to win something. And I think that kind of helps. So I think Speak Now from One Night in Miami will win best original song, although I personally like it to be the song from Eurovision because I think that song's really cool. So best visual effects, I don't really feel strongly about this because we didn't have, this is a weird movie year, which I probably should have gone into at the beginning, but I think affects like why this will be not the most popular Oscars. Maybe I'll talk about that at the end if I remember. I'm sorry. But between these, you have like Mulan, Midnight Sky, Love and Monsters, which is very surprising that's in here. The One and Only Ivan, and Tenet. Really, what this is between is three movies. I think Oscar people saw The Midnight Sky because they do sort of like George Clooney. I think maybe they saw Mulan, but they all saw Tenet, and they're probably just going to give it to Tenet. If they wanted, I don't love Tenet, but I'll go on a little sidebar here. This is most likely going to be the least watched Oscars of all time. I think because it's a prolonged campaign, none of these movies were very popular at all. And like, it's just like we've been hearing about these movies for extra long time, and it's just like, it's going to be very unpopular. I think it'll be really well filmed though. It sounds like it's going to be a good, interesting show, but I just think the public is just like not excited for this at all. I will say, yes, I do think Sonic the Hedgehog should have been in Best Visual Effects because this is a shit category this year. Tenet should be in there, sure. But when you think about it, like for real, like why not have Sonic the Hedgehog? Like it's one of the bigger visual effects stories of the entire year. One of the things I don't like about this Oscars, and sometimes what the Oscars do, is they just don't reflect the film year. And it's like, guys, like the movies you pick aren't like that artistic that you're really like changing minds with this shit. So like, why aren't you just kind of throwing some noms at some mainstream stuff? I just, I to me, it's just like Sonic should have been here, but Tenet will win best visual effects. That's my prediction on that. So, moving on, best sound. This one's fairly obvious. It's going to be Sound of Metal. A lot of people are saying it's one of the best uses of sound in this category. I would agree with that. If you've seen Sound of Metal, sound features heavily in it. I don't think Sound of Metal is going to win very much else, but it is definitely going to win with best sound here. So Sound of Metal will win best sound. Best supporting actress. Now, most of the acting categories are pretty determined, which also makes this a really boring Oscars. I have nothing against Love and Monsters, by the way. I just, just haven't seen it. It just doesn't feel like an Oscar movie to me, really. But best supporting actors, Young Yu Jung from Minari, who played the grandmother. She seems like a lock for the most part. So I do want her to win. I did really like her. I liked Maria Bakalova quite a bit in Borat 2. I also think like that's another thing. Like I think if you had nominated Soul Tenant or Soul Tenant and Borat 2, this would be a much more popular Oscars, to be honest with you. But I think it's really between those two. Best supporting actress was a little up in the air, and it seemed like Maria Bakalova was getting more momentum, but I think from Minari, she'll win. It's kind of a lock for the most part. But best supporting actor, it will most likely be Daniel Kaluuya with Judas and the Black Messiah. The only I think he's pretty much a lock. He did the great Golden Globes moment. That's pretty much anything anyone remembers about the Golden Globes. He did a good SNL. I think that actually helps. It's weird that SNL hosting gigs have become like part of Oscar campaigning, but especially this year they did, and he did a good job. He had a lot of good pop culture moments. He really nailed it. So I do actually think that helps him. He's been like very public and funny, and like any big podcast he's done, he's been really enlightening and surprising. So I just think, and he was nominated before with Get Out. He's done the campaign trail before. A lot of these people probably know him. There's just like too many things to not happen. I do agree with the theories that when you have two people nominated for the same movie, it splits the vote. I think Lakeith is a little too weird to split the vote in this case. If it's anyone other than him, it'll probably be Paul Raci. I know people are saying Sacha Baron Cohen. I do not see it with Chicago 7. I know some people do. I don't. So that's what's going on there. Best production design. We're bouncing around. The main categories will be at the end if you're watching this in order or something. Best production design, I'm going to say Mank. I think this is the big thing that Mank will win. Fincher's team, which is a great team, usually wins stuff. So that will happen there. Best cinematography. A lot of people... so everyone's saying Nomadland. I think Judas and the Black Messiah has a little more... of a chance than people realize. It's shot by the guy who shoots most of Steve McQueen's stuff. He got a lot of acclaim for the Small Axe series, which was not nominated because of all the, is it a movie or isn't it kind of bullshit. But I think he has a little more. This nomination probably helps him have a better stature. Maybe I think he has a little bit of a chance. But Nomadland checks off two boxes where it's really well shot. It is. I think it can be showy without being too showy, but it's also like very beautiful in the sense that like people who don't know much about cinematography go, wow, that looked really amazing and beautiful and stuff. And that's the kind of thing the Oscars love to do. So Nomadland will win Best Cinematography. Nathanbox64 as a super chat said, I love Lakeith, but he's obviously not going to win. I will say I really liked his performance. Like his Best Supporting Actor is a really strong category. They're all strong categories, but those two did great performances. But thank you for the super chat, Nanbox64. Cheers to you. So, just so you know, I have, to compile these, I use my own, me-isms, but I also did look at, varieties. Kyle Buchanan, who's kind of the great Oscar prognosticator, varieties, Hollywood Report, everyone I could find. I didn't get to watch the Collider one, and I'm a fan of a lot of those people, but I didn't get to do that. Someone brought up never, who said never, sometimes, rarely, always. Embla T. I gotta say, never, rarely, sometimes, always, or never. I don't know if you're right or I'm right, but that is a great movie. I still think about that movie. I kind of regret not shooting a review for it. That's a great movie. It didn't make my top. I don't know. That's me. I hate ranking shit. That's probably why, Nomadland, I don't know if would have made my top 10. That might have. I don't know. But anyway, we'll just go through two in a row here. Best makeup or hairstyling. I'm going to say Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It worked. I think mainly because the thing that helps this in best makeup, and I will tell you why. I'm sure this is the part of the stream everyone's super excited for. But I will tell you why this one specifically. It's because, one, Mank, I just don't see it. It's not showy enough. Hillbilly, Elegy, Emma, Pinocchio, all that stuff. But you look at Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and you know what Viola Davis looks like. And then you look at that makeup and how that transformed her. That's the kind of stuff they love. I think the makeup was kind of a part of her performance. And I think Ma Rainey's Black Bottom will win Best Makeup and Hairstyling. It will not be the last thing it will win that night. Best Costume Design. Now, everyone's going Mank on this. I'm not. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Mank will win this because this goes to traditional costume drama stuff. And I think what's really going to help Emma as well win this, it's between Mulan, Emma, Mank, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Emma, Pinocchio, that movie no one's heard of. Not the Disney one, obviously. But I think Emma played in theaters. It had a little more buzz. It's a little more of a name, and it has a name with the costumes or forefront. That's kind of the traditional thing they do. I think they will go Emma. Some people say, oh, it's a surprise. It's not. It's going to be Emma. If I'm wrong, by the way, I do not mind if I'm wrong on Oscar predictions because I like to be wrong because it kind of sucks when you watch this stuff all the time and you're right for every one. So I would love to be wrong on all these. That would be wonderful. So that'd be pretty cool, actually. So best film editing. Everyone is saying with film editing is going to be Chicago 7, which I do not understand that because that is not something that I'm like, oh yeah, Chicago 7. the editing, like that's stupid to me. So this is between The Father, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and Trial of Chicago 7. The newer Oscar talky people thing is that if this was these five would be the best picture nominees if we still had five best picture nominees. Whatever, I don't know where people get that. Zane Power says, for every wrong prediction, Jim will eat one sock. No. No, I will not. You can do that, Zane Powers, if you would like to. Cheers to you. I think it will be Nomadland. I think this will be Chloe Zhao's night. We'll get into that more later. She's, I believe, the first female director nominated for directing it. I think she's the most nominated woman ever for in one single ceremony. But I just feel like it's like you never hear about these kind of things happening. I think, there's not a strong editing thing. I could sort of see Sound of Metal. I've heard some rumblings of Sound of Metal. I'm going to go with a wilder prediction, I guess, and say Nomadland. So, all right. Okay, so best animated short. I watched If Anything Happens, I Love You. I personally I have a hard time with that one movie. But I think it's going to be that because everyone I talked to watched them all, remembers that one, it makes an impact. I think that's one will win. Best, I don't know documentary or live action short, so I'm just skipping them. Best documentary, I'm going to say Time because it feels a little more of the moment. I don't know enough about best documentary feature to really argue with. Best international feature, I think everyone's going to say Another Round. Things that work towards Another Round is it is nominated Best Director, which usually the logic with Oscars is if a foreign film or an international film, as we're calling it now, in that category, if we have a film with that and it gets an outside nomination, whether it be costume design or whatever, if it does, especially a major one, it wins Best International Feature. That just always happens. I think the thing that goes against Another Round is not the most serious movie in the world. And that kind of hurts it, to be honest, because I hear more about Qua Vadis Adia, I think. I'm very sorry if I mispronounce that. Quayo Vadis Ada? Anyway, I think that one actually has a chance to upset. Because I think I've heard that a lot from people. I've heard that a lot from Oscar prognosticator people. They're like, how did this get in here with so many nominations? And I think, like, as much as sometimes the Oscars can be like, hey, we're going to just double down on this decision, they can also go, I don't know if we really want to, like, we're pushing this one, the alcohol, like, movie, like, that's what we're doing. So I think there might be some pushback against that. All right, so now we're going to get into no more of the other categories. These are the major ones, starting with screenplay, actor, actress, director, picture, and then we'll do questions. So, best original screenplay. I think, so odds are, and if you look at this, sorry if you're hearing my keyboard. If you look at this, I think the first thing would be that it should be Chicago 7, even though this is actually adapted from something, not Life, but like an actual article, and there's some debate on that. I noticed that did not become a controversy. It could have, but they explained it in some way. And the Lucas brothers are actually nominated in this category for Judas and the Black Messiah. But I think the big thing that's going to upset is I think people are a little sick of Aaron Sorkin at this point. And I think it will be Emerald Fennell with Promising Young Woman. It's a difficult movie. It's probably the most one of the more challenging films of this group. There's been a lot of talk about it from Oscar people. It's just kind of one of the movies of the year. And it just feels like they're probably not going to give Promising Young Woman much beyond this, and they want to give it something. It seems like Emerald Fennell is going to become a new voice, and the Oscars do like to kind of help promote certain people at the beginning of their careers, and I think that's what they're going. Even though Emerald Fennell's been around, this isn't her first thing ever, but it is her directorial debut. And in terms of features, I think she directed some of Killing Eve, but I believe she will win. Now, best adapted screenplay, what I think will win in this is Nomadland with Chloe Zhao. This will be the first time, if this happens, and I believe it will, that two female screenwriters won in the same night, and two for both these categories, and them to have the sole screenwriting credit, to my understanding. I didn't go through everything, but from everything I read, that is true, which I think would be a really big deal. But I think that's going to happen. Nomadland is just going to be picking up a ton of stuff. Adapted screenplay feels like a no-brainer, and if you look at adapted screenplay, the only thing that's really fighting it is the father. I think the problem with the father is it's very little seen. There's very little talk about it. I just don't see it really picking up much. Then we get to Best Actress. So this one I go back and forth on. Basically, you have Viola Davis for Ma Rainey, Audrey Day for United States vs. Billie Holiday, Vanessa Kirby, Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand, Nomadland, and Carey Mulligan, Promising Young Woman. It's really between three people. Frances McDormand, Carey Mulligan, and Viola Davis. I think what helps, but then I think Carey Mulligan, I think the problem with her going against two pretty big legends is Carey Mulligan's sort of been gone for like 7-8 years in terms of in the public eye. And I don't think the performance is strong enough in terms of Oscar-y kind of things. Frances McDormand, probably this is almost hers to lose, but it is hard to win 3 Oscars in a row. Or 3 Oscars. That's like a thing they really don't do a lot. And so I think it's easier to win 2 or to win your first lead. And I think they might go with Viola Davis because it's really hard to watch Ma Rainey's Black Bottom and not talk about how good she is as much as you want to talk about how good Chadwick Boseman is. And I just think she has the edge. She won at SAG. I'm going to go with Viola Davis. I know everyone's going Frances McDormand. I think she might win elsewhere. We'll get into that. But Best Actor, you have Riz Ahmed in Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman. You know what? This is just Chadwick Boseman's. This is a Chadwick Boseman award. Everyone's saying Anthony Hopkins has a chance. I don't buy that at all. This is going to be a posthumous Best Actor win. Chadwick Boseman's going to win. There's no point in debating this. I think Riz Ahmed was very good. I think if Chadwick had not won, if Chadwick Boseman hadn't died, I think maybe this would be a whole different conversation. But I like Riz Ahmed a lot, but I think it's Chadwick Boseman's. And Nattenbach64 said Mulligan was in Mudbound not long ago. That's true, but I don't think that was a film that really showcased her enough. For most of the public, that was Mary J. Blige's kind of thing. That was various other actors that got more recognition for that. You're right, I did forget about that. But for a lot of people, she's sort of just been gone. She do appearances, but this is the first real showy thing she's done since Gatsby. You know what I mean? But cheers to you, Nattenbach64. All right, Best Director. This is another one that is pretty obvious, but I'll list off people's names because why not? This is the first time 2 female directors have been nominated in the same year. Emerald Fennell and Chloe Zhao, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, David Fincher for Mank, and Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round. I think there was some belief that David Fincher would maybe win a long time ago, but this is Chloe Zhao's. I don't see anyone else taking this. There's no doubt in anyone's mind. It's anyone but her. She will win. She'll be the first person of color to win. And I can't read that now. Okay. But anyway, sorry. Sorkin is not nominated for Best Director, I don't believe. But anyway, I believe it'll be her. And then we get to the big thing, Best Picture. To my understanding, this will be Nomadland. I believe Nomadland will win. I don't see anything else winning, but I keep hearing a weird thing now. I keep hearing Chicago 7 because it won at SAG for Best Ensemble. But the other thing I keep hearing, which is surprising, is Promising Young Woman. I keep hearing Promising Young Woman having a chance at Best Picture, which is not what I expected. That would be shocking if it won, but I think it's Nomadland, which Frances McDormand will win for Best. Producers will with Chloe Zhao. I expect, under my prediction, Chloe Zhao will walk away with 4 Oscars, which is insane. So, Sinram was messaging me, and I thought it was about something to do with this, and it wasn't. But anyway, all right. So those are my Oscar predictions. Nomadland's going to win a lot. It does feel like an unconventional Oscar movie, but in terms of like something that wins all of those awards, but there was an unconventional movie year. So, I like Minari a lot. I think I put Minari on my top 10. I did not put Nomadland, so that's how you know how I feel about it. But I would have given it to Judas and the Black Messiah. I think that's the best film in the Best Picture race. Minari is probably up there as well. The only thing, Chicago 7 is good. There's nothing bad. That's the Sound of Metal is very good. There's nothing like that's bad in this award show that got a lot of nominations. There's just nothing that is bad at all. So questions. One from Sinram before. All right, so we're gonna do questions. Now I'll do the Patreon questions. If you guys have questions, fire them up. We'll just do some questions and stuff till 11:30, and then this is over basically. Sinram asks, which long shot nominee would you be most pleased to see win an Oscar? All right, there we go. I guess I would say Judas and the Black Messiah winning Best Picture. That would be great. I think that would probably be my one. Or Shaun the Sheep winning Best Animated Feature. So, Austin asked, last year I wanted a rant about how Crash won Best Picture. This year, can I get a rant why Mad Max Fury Road deserved Best Picture for the 2015-2016 Oscars? I looked at it. At first I was like, I can't just rant about Mad Max Fury Road again. And when I looked at it, I was like, Spotlight won? Does anyone even give a shit about Spotlight? Who seriously even talks about Spotlight, like references it? It is such a dead, like, thing about those investigative movies that bugs me is like All the President's Men is such an alive, beautiful movie. Or even you look at The Paper, the Spielberg movie, it has such an alive, like, theatrical quality to it. And Spotlight is such a dead in the water movie. It's like, it's interesting, but it is just like not the achievement that Mad Max Fury Road is. It's like comparing like one of the greatest pieces of art, cinema has ever done to like, a really nice sock. It's like, I like nice socks, but is it as good as a piece of art? No, I don't think so. And final question, Nathaniel Fogo, why haven't Knockforce hosted the Oscars yet? Probably because, we don't really do stuff anymore, but, we weren't asked, so that's probably why, most likely. All right. Let's go through these questions. Questions from Zane Powers. What are some movies this year you were surprised didn't get many, if any, nominations? I was a little surprised Borat didn't get in Best Picture. I was surprised Soul didn't get in Best Picture. I don't think I'm the biggest Soul fan, to be honest with you. I was surprised we didn't, like Wonder Woman 1984 didn't get Best Visual Effects. I was surprised. I guess Invisible Man. No Invisible Man. I was actually surprised by the Sonic thing. I'm not trying to like get more love from you guys or anything like that. M. Bonti, is Golden Globes dead? It doesn't look good. I keep hearing people mention, the Golden Globes are over. It doesn't seem like they're over yet, but they are kind of falling apart at the seams. It seems like NBC's sort of waiting to make a decision. I'm curious what's going to happen. Cornbread, do you think since this year marks the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm that the Oscars will bring out Star Wars Cantina Wolfman as the last minute surprise host for the Oscars? I've heard that rumor, and I agree. I think that'll happen. So, is it the 50th? Really? Oh, yeah, because it's THX and stuff. Okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah. What would be this year's Blindside Crash Green Book moment? If Chicago 7, what? It wouldn't be as bad. We don't see. This is the thing. This year doesn't have anything to get that riled up about, which is kind of the issue. So, would you love to see Carey Mulligan win for Best Actress? I kind of don't think it's like, I don't know. I think it's a good performance. I kind of want to see her do more. I want her career to blossom a little more, to be honest with you. So, Zane Powers, has the MPAA gotten any better? Sure. I guess. I don't, not really. Sleepy Time 4Cat Productions, which winner do you think will accidentally swear on camera this year? Maybe the grandma from Minari. Let's go with that. Maybe Chloe Zhao, possibly. Thoughts on the face mask situation during his owl? What? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? What face mask situation? What's HSO? I'm very confused by that, Austin. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Nathaniel Fogo, what's an animated film you've disappointed and never won an Oscar? Akira. That would be first. A lot of the Ghibli stuff that they didn't nominate at all. I'm trying to think of Lego Movie. There we go. That could have been, because Akira they didn't even like campaign for, I don't think. So maybe it sort of doesn't count. Reflections on being a Shrek hipster with the film turning 20 tomorrow. I didn't know. Really? I thought it came out in May. It's interesting. Oh, it's been, we're Shreking it up, I guess. Emblenty the Father or Memorable, the animated short last year. I didn't see The Father, so I'm going to say Memorable because I've seen that. Zane Powers, have you ever stopped watching anyone over an opinion? Oh, I got a super chat there, but I want to read Austin's thing there. Have you ever... No, it wasn't Austin. Was it Austin? Might have been... See, I can't see it, so now I'm fucking confused. It was Zane Powers, so I'm sorry. Have you ever stopped watching anyone over an opinion you disagreed with? I'm not sure if this is a reference to someone or not. I actually, it's funny. I actually got into Mark Kermode because I was in England and I heard him reviewing a Twilight movie and I thought it was the dumbest fucking review I'd ever heard. And so I was like, I got to check out this guy's stupid ass reviews. And then I got really into him. True story. So it actually works in reverse sometimes. That's actually true. Here, I will answer the super chat for Nattenbox64. Really wanted Del Rey Lindo to get Best Actor nom. I did also. I think, it's interesting. Defy Bloods was actually a pretty large hit. If Defy Bloods was nominated, probably more popular Oscars also. Cheers to you, Nattenbox64. Thank you for the super chat. Wait, whoa. Okay, let's go back up. I saw Austin was... Okay, now I'm lost. Okay. Thoughts on Geraldo? No, I have no thoughts on that guy. So this is completely unrelated to the Oscars, but I mean to ask, the last stream I forgot, favorite Tom design, Tom from Toonami, obviously. I would say two, but that's fine. You can ask me anything. It does not have to be Oscar related. Are you going to pledge the Friday Night Funkin' Kickstarter? No, I have nothing. No, I think they're fine. I'm doing Mystery Science Theater, so, they seem like nice people. I did not get to meet them, so I don't know. Not plausible. You mentioned before a writing campaign is an effective tool to advertise a show. How effective is that in the modern era of social media and analytics? Well, what I meant by writing campaign, well, okay, I do think that is true because, see, here's the thing, is like, it's one thing to see numbers on your computer. It is another thing to physically have to deal with something, and it still carries some weight. I think writing campaigns work, but you have to have like a large number behind it, and then we get people talking. I think what I'm talking about with Infinity Train and other stuff is you actually have to get these studios talking about you. You can't have them going like, oh yeah, I saw it was trending on Twitter. Like that's like that feels easier than doing that. So you have to show them your passion basically. So I hope that makes sense. Daniel Fogo, question: have you ever seen a trailer for a movie and instantly thought if that movie could, or like if that movie could win an Oscar? Yeah, like a lot of times. Like I remember saying American Beauty and goes, I think that's gonna win, and it did. I do not think that movie ages well. Zane Powers, who still thinks the award shows have some high integrity, and canceling the Golden Globes would tarnish that? I actually think that canceling the Golden Globes would increase that. But Embla T, you think Spider-Man No Way Home is going to be a disaster? I don't, but it doesn't feel good. I have more faith in the Sam Raimi Doctor Strange than I have in that. So, along with the Invisible Man thing, do you think we'll ever get to the point, this is from Cornbread, where the Oscars will treat horror with more respect as a genre? No, they probably won't. I hope over time they will, but at this point I don't feel very thing. To answer your question about the face mask, I believe they aren't going to be required to wear a mask during the telecast of the Oscars. Okay, so they are going to be spread out. To my understanding, they can, and some of them will. The only time they necessarily have to take off their mask is when they win, which is, I think I talked about before, Variety like shames some woman on who was interviewed during the thing about like about saying like if you win do you have to still wear your mask and stuff like that, which I thought was kind of shitty. That's like a real question. I don't understand that. But to my understanding they might not, like for the people like closer up, but I think like if you want to wear a mask you still can. But the Oscar rules and stuff have changed so many times because people get upset at so many different things with this certain award show, so it's like you might have heard it at one time and I honestly don't know what they're doing at this point. So let's see, Austin. I to me, here's my thing is like sometimes I work by myself when I'm at my office and I still wear a mask. I wear a mask anytime that I'm not eating or drinking. So, I don't see what the big fucking deal is with everybody. Like, the only time I don't wear masks is when I'm at home. Other than that, I wear a mask. It's not a big deal. And I wear 2 masks, actually. So, I've never really understood everybody's big thing with it. I'm vaccinated and I'm going to be wearing masks for the foreseeable future. So I don't really see the problem with it, to be honest with you. So, if I was there, I would wear a mask. I think it's a responsible thing to do, and that's my feelings on it. Okay, not plausible. If you were hired onto a film, which production of creative role would suit you best? Probably like punch-up guy who can just eat snacks in a trailer. Pig Pancake, what was your favorite year for the Oscars? That is a good question. I would say last year, the Parasite year was amazing. That was so awesome. I love that. So I would say that was one of my favorite years. No. Actually, it was the Moonlight year. That was amazing. And what's funny is I think my wife was really pregnant with Sophie at that point, and there was this constant thing that we were like, well, we'll probably miss the Oscars because she'll go into labor or something, and that didn't happen, obviously. But we went to a party for the beginning, and then we left because we just wanted to like come home and stuff. And apparently, if we had stayed at that party, they shut off the TV after La La Land won, and that's just an amazing. I'll never get that. I'm glad I got to witness that because we just kept it on because I watched the whole Oscar. Maybe I would have made them keep it on. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, I would say that one. That was a great moment. What do you imagine me and Austin looking like in real life, St. Powers? I don't know. I think I've only heard your voice once. I've heard in Austin. I do not know. I don't think I could place it. That's a good question. Midnight's Edge. Oh man, I forgot about. I didn't even watch that. So, Ryan Walsh said favorite animated character appearance at the Oscars. I would say maybe Toy Story. Didn't they do that? I think Toy Story. What is your favorite Oscar and Oscar win? Chan reviews more. Probably Parasite. I'm gonna go with the Moonlight thing again, but Parasite's a close second just because that was so cool. Zane Powers, what's the best and worst incident of a big company actually listening to or not listening to fan feedback on something, i.e., changing sonic design? I would say the worst of them listening to Snyder Cut's up there. What's funny is like anytime in MTV or something, a band would like, well, we let the fans vote for our third single, it would like always bomb. And it used to be like they would never let fans have that much control, and now I feel like it's like such the reverse. It's kind of interesting. I would say the best would be the Sonic design. I would say the worst is like the Snyder Cut because that whole thing was so dumb. Cornbread, does the Oscars need a talking animal mascot? Absolutely. Zane Powers, is there truly nothing more beautiful than a plastic bag blowing in the wind? No, nothing. Uh, Nathaniel Floyd, have you heard the work of Rem Laser? I have. I don't remember too much of it. When they get close to the mic, other people are breathing. That's a good point. What's worse, from Austin? Green Book Crash or Blindside? I would say Blindside, Green Book Crash. I'd rank it that way. Zane Powers, if there was an earthquake, what would that big bookshelf fall on you? Would that book... Wait, damn it. Would that big bookshelf fall on you? Somebody's asking me. I guess it wouldn't. I don't know if it... I mean, it's not earthquake ready, really. Sorry. Thoughts on Love, Death, Robots Season 2 coming in May. From Giovanni Figueroa, I believe. That's cool. I didn't really get to watch much of Season 1, but it looked cool. I didn't get to watch the trailer yet because I wasn't getting ready for Saturday. On Saturday, I will. When will you do a stretch goal on your Patreon to get enough money so you can do YouTube full time? Zane Powers. That's true. I do want to redo my Patreon. There's kind of stuff I'm planning for this year that I can't talk about yet. And I do need to redo a Patreon, but I have more of a plan because I've been needing to redo the Patreon video at least for a long time. So I need to do all that stuff. But maybe I will do that. That's a good point. Zane Powers, was Wonder Woman 1984 snubbed for Best Picture? I don't think for Best Picture, but I think... See, I don't know. I think they should have to nominate some more popular stuff. I just don't think the Oscars are good enough to do that. Did you predict Spider-Verse winning, Austin? I forget what I did, but I was happy that it won. Why was Hubie Halloween snubbed, Austin? I don't know. Question, I also meant, what was the most egregious example of a company not listening? I really don't know I don't know. I'm sorry. Not listening to fan feedback. When they really should have. Probably Comedy Central and Mystery Science Theater. Because Sci-Fi Channel ended up getting more homes right then. Shan reviews more. Favorite John Waters movie? Probably Crybaby, maybe Pecker. What's an Oscar that Kevin James should win? Probably Best Documentary Short. Best Fight Choreography, Here Comes the Boom. Nice. What film do you feel should have won Best Effects? Probably... Didn't the Planet of the Apes films never get nominated? What the fuck? I'm running out of questions. Recommended for questions to ask for me. I think that means we're sort of done. But this is a good kind of prediction stream. So, do I have a good voice? I think you have a good voice, Austin. Okay, so basically, this is a stream for tonight. This is the video for today or whatever. So the next video will be Arlo the Alligator Boy. I'm hoping around 11ish, we'll see, as well as Infinity Train Book 4, and then a show on Saturday, and then the reaction on Monday, so forth and so on. That's how it's going to go. Is Freighter still a thing, like a thing? To my understanding, it still exists, so I don't know what we're doing with that. I don't have a question, but hey, Disco Spider, what's the best question you've been asked? Oh, I don't... that one that you just asked me? But yeah, I guess that's everything. I can't think of anything else. If you saw, I'm going to have a voice in a short animated film. I know it's premiering on Twitch, part of the SVA Thesis thing, which is like my big return to an SVA Thesis show, because my voice has been in a couple of them, but it's been a long time since I've been in one, so that's kind of cool. If there is a short, if that goes online in a separate thing, I will retweet it from there. But I believe it's on a Saturday. I think it's when I'm like on the subway, so I might not get to watch it. But yeah, I think that's everything. We'll go into the Golden Globes and all those things. I'm sure there'll be more in Shang-Chi's trailer and all that stuff on Saturday. Please wear a mask. I am pro wearing a mask. Sorry if I was like got all serious about it, but I take it very seriously. Be careful out there. Enjoy the Oscars on Saturday. I hope if you use these answers in your office pool, I hope you win. I really do. Or win that gift card or whatever it is. Don't tell them it was me. I won't tell them that you used my shit for it. It's totally chill. I won't say anything. And the ones that I didn't list, just write in random things for best documentary short. I'm sure maybe I would just like go to a site who predicts stuff and pick whatever they said, because who's gonna know? Is gallbladder next to the spleen? I guess so. Anyway, I think that's it. How's Sophie's doing? Fine. All right. I will see you guys next time, and you all have a great night. And I think that's it. And subscribe if you would like to. And have a happy Oscars. All right. Peace.